Welcome, I'm Perrin Leach, the General Director of the COC. Thank you for joining us for our 23-24 season. The Canadian Opera Company is the largest opera producer in the country, and we're celebrated around the world for our innovative programming and creative excellence. Our company attracts some of the biggest global stars and visionary creative teams, while staying rooted within our community and with our local partnerships. If this is your first opera, welcome. We hope your visit ignites a love for this magnificent art form and sends shivers through you for days, weeks, years to come. And if you're one of our returning audience members or loyal subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting the artists, technicians, and creators who make the spectacle and power of live opera possible. Producing world-class opera is just part of what we do here at the COC. All season long, you'll be able to find nearly 90 free performances as part of our concert series in the Richard Bradshaw Amphitheatre. We also collaborate with local schools and community groups to create educational programming like music camps, training programs, and other opportunities to go behind the scenes. Opera really is for everyone, and as your opera company, we look forward to helping you discover all this amazing art form has to offer.
Hi, I'm Janai Brugger. I'm here in Toronto starring in the Canadian Opera Company's first ever production of MEDEA by Luigi Cherubini. MEDEA is a little-known masterpiece that's rarely performed anywhere in the world, so being a part of this production is truly a special experience. The opera is based on the Greek myth of betrayal and one woman's ultimate revenge. I am thrilled to be making my COC debut as the Princess Glauce. I happen to sing the same role in this very production at the Metropolitan Opera in New York, and I've seen firsthand how audiences respond to this fiery spectacle. I can't wait to share it with Canadian opera lovers. So, without further ado, let's explore Cherubini's MEDEA. Our story begins on my wedding day. Glauce, Princess of Corinth, is all set to marry the hero Giasone when she feels herself overcome by more than just the usual wedding day jitters. The powerful sorceress MEDEA has shown up uninvited, demanding that Giasone returns to her and their two children. Giasone refuses MEDEA's demands and marries Glauce, sending the sorceress into a fury. What emerges from this simple premise is a timeless tale of bone-chilling vengeance, a storm of rage and passion featuring one of opera's most challenging roles. MEDEA premiered in Paris in 1797, easily resonating with French audiences who were still reeling from the horrors of the terror during the French Revolution. In fact, Cherubini had originally moved to Paris to open a theater company dedicated to opera buffa, or comic operas, but changed his direction as the revolution took hold. This period not only inspired the narrative of the story, but the score itself, which bridged the gap between the century's stately music and nascent romantic styles. So much of the show revolves around its title role, one that demands extreme physical and vocal endurance, as well as virtuosity from the lead soprano. Just imagine, the artist performing MEDEA must be on stage almost continuously for nearly 2.5 hours. The role of MEDEA is perhaps most strongly associated with legendary Greek-American soprano Maria Callas, whose success performing the part under the batons of legendary conductors Leonard Bernstein and Tullio Serafin revived interest in the opera after nearly 50 years of relative obscurity. Of course, it's Cherubini's score that carries the show's magnificent musical moments, from heartbreaking despair and fury to quiet, subtle moments of great beauty. The composer supports each of the show's memorable characters through masterful recurring motifs, delivering a score so lush that Napoleon himself complained that there was too much accompaniment. Glauce is honestly one of those roles that is so challenging to sing. I have to say, actually, every role in this opera is challenging in its tessitura for the sopranos, as well as the tenor and bass baritone. It's also really unique how it reminds me a little bit of Mozart, in that the orchestration really supports each of the characters' feelings. It kind of foreshadows what's going to happen or what you think is going to happen, but it really just accelerates the intense emotion that each character is going through. It is not an easy sing for any of us. You really have to be mindful of just pacing and stamina, and really relying on that technique to get through it. It's exciting, and I hope that audiences feel that journey that Glauce is on from beginning to end. Medea's epic action is brought to life by internationally acclaimed director Sir David McVicker. COC audiences will be familiar with his much-loved productions of Macbeth last season and 2019's Rusalka. You could say this is a signature McVicker show. This production is big and bold, with massive sets drenched in chiaroscuro lighting and dark, dramatic palettes. Towering walls, barriers, doors, and mirrors emphasize the protagonist's isolation and exclusion from society and those she loves most. Two golden gates open and close to reveal the shifting world of the production as the story unfolds. One of the show's most stunning visual elements is an immense mirror suspended above the stage, tilted just enough to reveal the action and drama at new angles. Spectacular costumes punctuate each of the show's scenes, not to mention one of the most striking uses of running mascara I've ever seen. Taking on the daunting title role is American-Canadian soprano Sandra Radvanovsky, a COC favorite and one of the world's most highly celebrated opera talents, who made the part her own in the Met's 2022 production. Sharing the role of Medea will be Italian soprano Chiara Isotton, a bright star in the opera world, making both her Canadian and COC debuts in the final two performances of our run. Tenor Matthew Polenzani returns to the COC stage as Giazzone, having delighted audiences in the company's first post-pandemic production, La Traviata, in 2022. Both Matthew and Sandra are reprising roles they took on when they joined me in the cast of the Met's Medea. It's a reunion. I'm also excited to work with bass baritone Alfred Walker, who sings the role of my father, the King Creonte, and mezzo-soprano Zoe Reams, Medea's loyal maid. Truly, this is a world-class cast that you won't want to miss. Medea is really one of those operas that truly has everything you would want to see. It has betrayal, it has vengeance, it has love, it has moments of hope, but what makes this truly spectacular is the ending is not what you're expecting. So it's something to see in this setting, the way that David McVicker's production is laid out, and of course with the cast itself. It's one of the most electrifying endings to an opera that I've ever been a part of, and definitely that I've seen myself, having sat in the audience to see it. It's absolutely spectacular. You do not want to miss this.